Hi, Gary.
Hi, Leo.
Gary, I'd like to kick off with one word, award, or should I say awards. We've received the 2021 Refinitiv Lipper Fund Awards, two of them. One for Courtier's total return growth accumulation over 5 years and one over 10 years. How do you feel about that?
Well, a year on from the pandemic, it's the icing on the cake, really. It has been a difficult year and yet an extraordinarily good one for clients with regard to their investments. And to get this particular award, which is not the first time we've won it, so this makes up 7 awards in the last 10 years, which is really very, very flattering and really nice for us. But what's really great about these is it's one of the industry coveted awards because it is based on very, very clear criteria. It's objective and not subjective. And so I think for the team to win it again is really great. And I think it's nice for everybody at Courtiers for the award. The different teams have put into making this type of thing possible. You can't get these unless you've really got great backup, great advisors, great analysts, great managers, and it's lovely to get it. And if you'd have told me in March 2020, just as lockdown was about to happen, that come a year post lockdown, we'd still be partially locked down, but you get these awards, I'd have been over the moon, I think, really. Not over the moon about the lockdown, Leo, but very, 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 very pleased to get these.
Sure, well, you say, I mean, it's been a year now, hasn't it, since the first lockdown. We've been through a lot, but I consider a bit further, Gary. So, as far back as the global financial crisis, we had the whole Brexit process. So, I think sort of in January 2018, an article that you released in relation to Brexit. And then throughout the pandemic, we were releasing plenty of communications out to clients and your predictions and strategies and decisions that you make with the investment team. Fast forward and we can see the story of it kind of, business as usual is the phrase that comes to mind. Courtiers goes through a lot of these stormy seas. That's part of the job, surely.
Yes. I think a big part of the job when you're managing money is that you can't afford to engage in the emotion. You have to dig down and get into the facts. And because I've been in the industry for such a long time now, and you live through one crisis after another, they come in pretty predictable cycles, really. You learn that the most important thing is to find out what the truth of the situation is. The media will get very hyped. We're human beings, so we're programmed to respond emotionally. But as an investment manager, an analyst or an advisor, you can't afford to do that. You've got to actually look at the reality. I think the last year has been particularly pleasing because everything happened so fast. And so, I think the article you were sort of referring to in 2018, I think we wrote something called the storm before the calm with regard Brexit. I think we've said throughout, and certainly last December, said there would be a deal, and there was a deal. We said that, pandemics pass, and they did. I think what's quite nice from our point of view is in March, when the pandemic hit, the whole team went to work on looking at what we were holding. So we wanted to make sure that the assets our clients held in their funds were firstly going to survive, and then secondly have a good chance of delivering above average results post just survival. All our assets survived, which was great. And when the vaccine got announced in November, they just flew and kept flying straight through to this Q1 2021. And so we had this really, in F1 terms, we were running purple patches for every sector. It was really strong. And that was very, very pleasing because it meant we were getting rewarded quite quickly for all the hard work that went in the spring and summer. So that was good. And then obviously I was pleased that, I'm not going to say I didn't fret once or twice when the discussions were getting heated between the EC and the UK. But in the end, Brexit did happen. Some sort of deal was cobbled together, and here we are, and things move on.
Sure. I think it's easy to underestimate the commitment and the focus. I suppose you as an investment team are used to. Yes, we are conditioned to respond emotionally, but you mustn't do that through times where the markets are being affected by such as the pandemic, Brexit, financial crisis, etc. So, credit in that respect, and I think it just shows the resilience of courtiers overall as a business, and the investment team focused on doing their job.
I think some of the guys made some, I will give a big shout out for our analysts. I think some of them made some great decisions. It is not easy buying companies that get bombed out. The recommendation, stick with Saga, top it up, buy Reach, the one on New River. These were all really good decisions that we got paid back very quickly. But the analysts, to their credit, did their job, dug down and came back and said, we think these are going to do well. We think that they'll survive. And that was good. So yes, I'm not making light of that, and the team do most of the legwork. I look at their research, but they do the hard graft, and they have had an exceptionally good year. Sure.
Gary, I know Caroline's going to dig into a little more detail into the substance behind the awards for us. So I just want to say, congratulations for receiving the award. Congratulations for the industry recognition, for all the hard work that you've done, clearly paying off, and to all your commitment to ensuring that clients are informed and comfortable with their investments at courtiers.
Thanks, Leo. Thanks.
Thanks, Gary. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.